So today we are on the 73rd day of the practice of the Bhagavad Gita, and I have chosen the 36th and 37th shlok because they go together of the 18th adhyay. That means 36th and 37th verse of the 18th chapter. Let me chant them. Sukham tvedanim trividham shृणु me bharatarshava abhyasadra mate yatra dukhantam cha nigacchati yattadagre vishamiva pariname mritopamam tatsukham sattvikam proktam Atma Buddhi Prasadajam. Bhagwan tells Arjuna, now hear from me the threefold joy too, that in which the striver finds enjoyment through practice of adoration, meditation, and service to God, etc., and whereby he reaches the end of sorrow. Such a joy, though appearing as poison in the beginning, tastes like nectar in the end. Hence that joy, born as it is of the placidity of mind, brought about by meditation on God, has been declared as Sattvic. Okay. Lots of words. Let's see what they mean. So, we have been talking about Sattvic Buddhi. We've been talking about Sattvic Dhriti. And we also know that there's Rajasic and Tamasic Buddhi. That we also know that there's Rajasic and Tamasic Dhriti. But when we talk of joy, we would imagine that there would only be Sattvic joy. But no, Bhagwan tells us in the next two verses also that there are three kinds of joys: Sattvic, Rajasic, and Tamasic. So let's see what this means. Obviously, we want Sattvic joy. So how are we going to get it and what does it mean? The first thing Bhagwan says here is that to get Sattvic joy, that journey that you would be on, would feel like poison in the beginning, but nectar at the end. Because the pursuit of Sattvic joy requires two things which are not that simple to do. They are called Abhyas and Vairagya. In the 6th chapter already Bhagwan has talked about this. Abhyas and Vairagya. What is Abhyas? Abhyas means sadhana that is repeated again and again and again, endlessly. And what is Vairagya? Dispassion. Dispassion meaning to not feel that there is joy in the world, but that you yourself are the source of all the joy. So these two things will feel tedious to do because it's endless. It's not like I have to do it for so many sessions, or I have to do it for this term, or I have to do it for X number of days, weeks, or months, or years. It's endless. And therefore, people give up easily. So it's tedious. And Vairagya is also quite painful, because you have to create a distance between yourself and objects which you have always associated with happiness, with the thought that actually what I thought gives me happiness is not the real source of happiness. And that is painful, because you have to now relearn where joy is coming from, where Anand is, where happiness is, and you have to give up something that you were so attached to. So that is painful. So this tedious and painful journey cannot happen until and unless you have developed Sattvic Buddhi and Sattvic Dhriti. That is why before Bhagwan came to Sattvic joy, he already explained to us Sattvic Buddhi, to know where to look for the happiness, and Sattvic Dhriti, to make you continue this tedious and painful journey. All right? But therefore, Bhagwan says it feels like poison in the beginning. Oh, I have to again do this, I have to again do this, same thing, same thing. Like you must be getting fed up of me telling you also purification process. It feels like poison. But Bhagwan says, if you stay with it, if you come to the fruitful end of it, what you will experience is nectar. The word is Amrit. And that nectar, Bhagwan calls prasad. The prasad of your abhyas and the prasad of your vairagya. So let's see what this journey would entail. So here are 9 points I have put. They're not points, they are steps in the ladder of reaching Sattvic joy. Let's see, this is what I've thought of today. I think it would make sense. 1, have nishtha in your goal. Your goal is to find true happiness. And you must believe that that goal is worth working for. That goal of true happiness is better than the temporary happiness I am getting from sansar. So you have to have nishtha in that goal. Then you have to have samarpan. Samarpan to the guru, samarpan to the teachings, that you will do it just because the guru is telling you to do it. So samarpan bhav. Then start the purification process through karma yoga. So do your actions in karma yoga bhav. That will take care of the purification, all the mal which you have, continuously collected over so many lifetimes. When that happens, your shraddha will become stronger and stronger, and you will engage in bhakti yoga, which will open up the heart chakra. Then comes the hard work. Before all this, you will not be able to do it properly also. So you practice Shat Sampatti, Sama, Dhamma, Uparama, Shraddha, Titiksha, Samadhan. Do all those. That is the tedious part where you have to, keep on and on doing the abhyas. Then with that clarified buddhi, Vivek will dawn. This is the truth and this is not the truth. This is Sat, this is Asat. Then to be on that journey of Sat, you'll have to develop your Sattvic Dhriti so that you don't drop it. Then when you practice your Vivek with Sattvic Dhriti, you will develop Vairagya of Vishais. And that is the most beautiful culmination where you will experience Sattvic joy, prasad, Sattvic joy, because now you are not a slave of any Vishay. You know that the Anand is coming from within yourself. So you're not waiting, expecting for joy from outside. But remember, this is still Sattvic joy. It is not the Anand of Brahma. For that, more work will be required. So up till now, only Sattvic joy, which Bhagwan calls placidity of mind. Your mind will become equipoised. There will be no more vikshep, no more vasanas, no more, troublesome thoughts and desires coming up. You'll be able to sit in meditation. And when you sit in guided meditation with the Guru, there is a chance that you will experience the Anand of Brahma. So this is Sattvic joy. Now, if you were to see the next shlok, Bhagwan explains how this is different from Rajasic joy. In Rajasic joy, you experience nectar in the beginning, but poison in the end. Compared to Sattvic joy, which was poison in the beginning and nectar in the end, and Rajasic, it is nectar in the beginning and poison in the end. What is that nectar? That temporary sukh that you feel happy about when you taste the vishais of sansar. But they easily convert into poison in the end, because that gives rise to Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Mad, Matsarya. That's the poison. That is not what we want to pursue. And Tamasic joy is like anesthesia. You know, before a surgery, they give you anesthesia so that you do not feel any pain. So Tamasic joy is the joy you feel which numbs you completely. It makes you ignorant of any dukh. So that's why absence of dukh is called Tamasic joy. And you get that when you are idle, when you have shirked your responsibilities. It comes from intoxication, it comes from addictions, it comes from inertia, it comes from ignorance. So this is absolutely not the joy you want. So what should you be doing? Become aware of which joy you are feeling and which joy do you want. And we have made a sadhana called Raise Your Joy. Raise your joy. If right now your joy is tamasic, raise it to rajasic and raise it to sattvic. So raise your joy is the sadhana for this. More on the 8th of November when we will meet again. Let's chant now.